In this video, I'm gonna attempt to build an AI startup software in under 1 hour. I time myself. I basically see how far I could get going from idea to actually building out and launching an app. I run into some roadblocks here. However, I wanna make this video to showcase how you could actually build software using AI, using a platform called Lovable, and I wanted to test out how quickly I could do it. So I timed myself for 1 hour, and you could see all the details of me actually building this out. So without further ado, let's dive in. First of all, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come up to this timer app here so you can literally see that this is in real time under 1 hour. So I'm gonna click start, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull this up so you guys could actually see the timer. There we go. And let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, I'm gonna come to ChatGPT. That's what we're gonna be using to actually come up with the ideas. So I'm gonna come click O3 Mini, and let's just say, help me come up with a good startup idea for a SaaS that I can build in under 1 hour. See kind of what it gives us here. How about building a URL shortener in basic analytics? So it's a simple SaaS. Okay, that's a cool idea. However, I'd like to get maybe a little bit more broad with this. So give me another idea. And I gotta be real fast here, guys. This might not be the most perfect looking software or something. So a simple polling app. I'm not a huge fan of that. Let's say, give me one more. All right, so here we go. We got a personalized AI generated children's storybook. So create a simple web app that parents enter a few details about their child, like their name, favorite animal, hobby, and a few interests. And the AI generates a custom short story starring their children as the hero. For an extra touch, you could also integrate an AI image generator to create accompanying illustrations. What's unique? Personalization, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is cool. We could actually use an AI image generator API like DALL-E, build a basic one-page web interface. So let me go ahead and try to attempt to build this. I need to be fast with this, but I'm gonna come over to Lovable. Lovable is how we could actually build web apps just using text. So it's text to web app builders. So what I'm gonna do is now, let's just say, give me a prompt to give to lovable.dev, which is a text to web app builder. And then maybe just give it the search ability so it could actually search Lovable and understand what it is. Boom, here we go. Here's the prompt. And let's go ahead and paste this over to Lovable. Fortunately, I don't really have the time to read through all of this, make sure it's perfect, but I trust what ChatGPT gave us. While this is loading, guys, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I cover all things AI for non-techies, building really cool things with AI. So if you're not technical, or if you are technical and want to see cool things built and how you can do it too, this is a good channel for that. All right, so it's writing the code for us. Let's let this run here quick. Hopefully this goes quickly. One thing with Lovable is it's actually pretty fast at writing the code and actually making these changes, so that should be good. And man, having this timer is like stressing me out. All right, so magical story creator. First of all, this is cool. Create a unique personalized story for your little one. Let's test this out. Let's say Brock. Age, let's say he's 8 years old. Favorite animal, he likes tigers. Favorite hobby, basketball. Interests, let's just say he likes space. So let's create the story. It's probably going to create a fake story. There we go. So we need to add some form of AI to this. So let's go ahead and add like an OpenAI API so that way we could actually use AI to generate an actual story. So let's just say, first of all, let's actually connect our Supabase project here. So let's create a new project in Supabase. So this is basically where we're going to store our user information. We're going to be able to add kids story app. Supabase is essentially where we'll actually give access for users to log in, sign up to an account, store this information so we could save these different stories to their profiles. Also, if we want to charge for this, that's how we're going to have to do that. So I'm going to show how to add Stripe later on in this video, hopefully by the end of this hour. But first of all, we need to set up this project in Supabase, and then we will go ahead and make some other adjustments here. While I'm doing that, so because I need to like utilize my time well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to 21st.dev because this is a platform that has some really cool user interface components. So I'm going to look at this and see if any of this is something that I could bring over to our application here. So I like the idea of like a cool background, because if we're building a web app for kids, we want to have like a cool little interactive background or something. So maybe what I'll do is I'm going to add this squares background. So like a kid could play around with this. Let's go ahead and copy this prompt, and I'm going to come over here, and then let's just say, let's add this UI component and just paste this prompt that is essentially like built for Lovable. 21st.dev is a cool platform that you could build amazing user interfaces. You could steal, or not steal, but you could take different like little UI components here. So like if you want like a cool little background like this, you could add that. If you want a cool button that looks like this, you could just copy and paste this and add it to your app. I made some other videos on this platform, but let's go ahead and see if it's able to implement this just to add a nice touch, because for the sake of this video, we're probably just going to build something functional because I only have an hour. But if we could take like a little thing like that and add it to our app, make it look a little bit cool, like might as well do that, especially while we're waiting for this to load. Oh, there we go. That looks pretty cool. So that looks great. However, we need to actually change how this looks here. And one thing that's cool is Lovable actually added a new feature here that allows you to edit different parts of your apps without having to actually use AI. So this will actually save us time. I didn't even think about this in order for us to build an app as fast as possible. So let's click on this. Maybe we want to make the background of this box here. Maybe we want to make it white or something. Okay, for whatever reason, that's actually not working. Maybe go ahead and refresh here. All right, that's not working. So let's just say, take a screenshot of this. Say, make the background of this white so the text can stand out more. All right, and then hopefully our Supabase should actually be set up after this. And sorry if this video is all over the place, but I'm trying to build this really quickly, so my brain's gonna be going 100 miles an hour. So just bear with me. Okay, so it changed the background to white. However, it actually took away that user interface here. So let me come to something else. Let me click this, click the flickering grid, and let's just say, let's add this background in white. So then it's not conflicting, and I think we need to keep a white theme here. Otherwise, like, I just don't have the time to make this look perfect. And then after this, once we get this set up, we'll move straight to actually adding Supabase and then adding APIs with OpenAI in order for it to actually create an actual story based on these kind of these fields here. So we're 10 minutes down and we're making some progress here. Okay, there we go. So I think that looks good. Nice, adds a nice little texture to our app, making it a little less plain. That's great. If we want to edit this, I guess we come here, background. That's great. So next up, let's just say, let's now add OpenAI API. So when I click on the generate story button, it calls ChatGPT to write a story. All right, there we go. Probably going to give us a box here in order to put our API key. So let me go ahead and grab my OpenAI API key. All right, here we go. I need to click add API key here. Let's add that there. Okay, it looks like actually I need to go here and actually connect it to our app. So kids story app. Forget that we need to connect it in the actual Lovable app. Okay, so now that is actually added. So what I need to do now is, let's just say, can you give, or let's say, now let's add the API. We're making some progress here. I'm happy with how quickly we're moving here. So it's actually adding edge functions into Supabase, which is kind of like code with how we want the backend of our app to work. So the fact I don't need to write that myself is going to save us a bunch of time. And that is what allows us to even be able to build a software in under an hour. Okay, so click on this here, add API key, submit that. So the API key has now been added. So now I should be able to actually type this in, and let's test this out. So let's say my favorite animal is a tiger, which is true. That was my favorite animal as a kid. My favorite hobby was basketball. And let's say space, create story. So something went wrong when creating the story. So let's actually show the logs here, see what the error is. Failed to call the URL. I'm going to try to fix this right there. And let me come into my Supabase and see if there's anything going on in the edge functions here. So there is no endpoint here. So this is because we need to deploy this as a Supabase edge function, not just a regular function in the SRC directory. We need to move the function from blah, blah, blah to the correct location for Supabase edge functions. We also need to update the front end code to use the Supabase client to invoke the function instead of using a direct fetch. Okay, interesting. I don't know what most of that is, but we are burning time here a little bit. But once we get Supabase set up, then we could just work on kind of like changing how we want the user interface to look and stuff, which is a bit easier sometimes. All right, let's try this out one more time. Tiger, basketball, space. Something went wrong. Okay, interesting. I don't know what's going on here. Let's show the logs, I guess. Okay, not looking promising, but we'll figure this out here. We're just burning a little bit of time on not figuring this part of the app out. Let's refresh this to make sure. Hobby, basketball, space. Okay, come on, come on, come on. Please work. That's looking promising. That's good. That's good. That's good. Come on. Boom. There we go. Okay, so we got this set up. So Brock's magical adventure. In a lively town where dreams dance in the skies, there lived an 8-year-old boy named Brock who loved basketball more than anything. His heart raced with every bounce of the ball. Can you help me become the best basketball player? Of course, but let's have some fun in space. Okay. From that day on, Brock practiced harder and fulfilled his games with magic of friendship, proving that with a little bit of creativity and belief, anything is possible. Okay, amazing. We have a story generator here. The functionality of the app is looking great now, so we could begin playing around with other little things. So let's go ahead and, I don't know, maybe let's change the way some of this looks. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back to 21st.dev and let's just like look at some of this user interface stuff and see if there's anything that we would like to add. So maybe some buttons. Let's add some cool buttons. This is a cool little button. Let's go ahead and copy this. And what we'll say is use this button for this UI component, or let's say use this button for the create story button. Now I'm going to paste this prompt from 21st.dev. 21st.dev is an awesome like directory. You know, I've been speaking with the guy who actually created this. I'm going to have him on the channel hopefully, where we're going to build an app. He's going to show us how to use it in depth, but just little hacks like this, it'd be so hard prompting Lovable to build something exactly like this. So it's cool being able to use stuff that other people have built. Also, forgot that this actually mentioned that we could use AI image generation via an API to produce simple illustrations that complement the story. So maybe that will be our next thing we'll tackle, because we do have some time here. So let's add that, because I think that'd be pretty cool. Okay, so I'm getting some error. Let's see. Try to fix it. And if I'm getting another error here, I'm probably just going to move on, because it's not worth it for me to just add a cool little button. I'd rather add some other user interface. All right, I'd rather add some other functionality to the app, and then I could always make my way back to that as well. Wait, let's see. This looks cool. Honestly, this for a kids app looks awesome. I'm going to see if I could add this. Can't even see the preview. All right, what I'm going to do, just to make this quick, I'm going to revert back to before I actually added that. So let's restore this. Quick little bathroom break. I'll be back, but I'm not stopping the timer. All right, there we go. We reverted back to that. Now let's say, I'm just going to paste this. I'm not even going to say anything. Okay, it's not working. Let me reload. All right, we got 37 minutes left. We're looking okay. We got our main functionality of the app added. We still need to add Stripe payments. We still need to add user logins. So let's go ahead and add that after this. And then maybe we'll tackle the image generation at the end if we have time. Also, what I need to do is, you guys always ask, how do you actually charge money for your apps? So maybe I'll even try to come up with some form of marketing idea so we could actually begin marketing this and actually trying to sell it. Getting another error here. So this is a little bit unfortunate. This is a problem when you're trying to make your app look a little bit nicer. Sometimes you'll waste a little bit of time, and I don't have all the time to do this, so I might have to keep this basic. Also, this could just take one error fix here. Like I could just click this button, maybe it'll fix it in one go around. But if not, then maybe I need to drop this idea. Still getting an error. Okay, I have one other idea of what I could do before this. So I restored it back to here. Go back to the chat, exit this. Let me just delete this and see. This has made a difference for me in the past. All right, let's write in the code. Let's see, guys. I really hope this works. Ah, there we go. Okay, we got it. This looks good. Let's go ahead and move on now. Actually, first of all, let's test this out. It's always nice to test something out that even worked before, because sometimes it might change something in the app and you want to make sure that it's all working smoothly. Okay, there we go. So that looks great. I think this user interface looks awesome. That's cool. All right, let's move on. All right, let's now add authentication to our app. We want users to be able to log in, sign up, and make users pay for... Let's actually set up the Stripe later on, just because this will help with the flow of me actually building out. So sign up and save their stories to their user profile. Okay, here we go. So now it's going to do some stuff in the back end here on Supabase. It's going to create a table editor with different users and whatnot, as well as different stories that it will save. Maybe what we could do as well is add a cool type of landing page or something. I like this. I think this would look cool. All right, so it's writing the SQL code here, the SQL code. Let's just go ahead and apply these changes. So it's basically creating policies so users can update their own stories, users can insert their own stories and whatnot. So it's adding all of these different security measures here for who can do what things with the app. Halfway done. We have 29 minutes left. So we're looking okay. I hope we don't run into any issues here, because that would, slow us down a bit, but I think we're looking okay. Okay, here we go. We're looking promising here. So let's try to fix this error. I don't know what the error is, but I don't have time to look into what it is. Might as well just ask it, hey, fix this for me. And if we come into Supabase, we can see we have the new profiles table set up, as well as the stories. So that's great. That should be working great. If I come into edge functions, there's story generated edge function here. This is pretty cool. Okay, let's take a look. I'm hoping this will work. So this is great, but we need to be able to, this is for logging. We need to be able to sign up. So let's say the sign up button is unresponsive. We need that so users can sign up before logging in. Okay. Trying to think if there's anything I could do while I am actually building this out. Maybe I'll come back here and then let's just say, like, help me come up with a marketing strategy to sell this SaaS. Give me some insights for growing this startup. So I was using ChatGPT 03 Mini. Honestly, maybe what I'll do is I'll see how good the response is with this, but then I might even use ChatGPT Deep Research in order to do this for me, which I pay $200 a month for, but it's actually extremely good at planning things out, researching things. Yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to say the same exact thing. Come over here. All right, do research and come up with a plan. So it's using Deep Research now. This is going to take a while. So let's see, what is your budget for marketing? Let's say 0 marketing budget. And let's say figure the rest out for me. Okay, so I'm going to let that run. Let's come back here. Let's refresh and see if we could actually sign up to our app. Boom, we could sign up. The sign up button now does not not work. So I need to say the sign up button does not work when I submit my info. Let's screenshot this just so it knows what we're talking about to save us some time running into potential issues. So let's move forward with that. Also, guys, my prompting is not great for this video, but again, I'm trying to do this quick. I have only an hour to build this app. Bear with me, please. Looks like our agent is doing the research now on coming up with SaaS marketing with zero budget. Plan will focus on organic growth, such as viral marketing, partnerships, and whatnot. So it's actually going through the sources now. ChatGPT Deep Research is actually an awesome tool. I've been really enjoying it. You could see how it thinks through everything. So considering the advantage of referral programs, search for TikTok partner, marketing strategy, blah, blah, blah. That's great. Let's let that run and come back here. I'm getting a little stressed here. We still need to add Stripe payments. We still need to add the image generation to our app. Little things, little changes we need to make. So I'm hoping that I just don't run into too much of an issue. All right, so these buttons just are not working. So let's just say the buttons aren't working still. What I'm going to do is I'm also going to come in here. I need to come to, what would it be? The authentication. I need to come to emails. I need to turn something off in here. Otherwise, it'll just continue causing us errors. So sign in and sign up, enable email. Let me click on email. So we don't want to confirm email. We don't want to secure email changes. So let's save that. I don't really have time to explain why, but we don't want to have to sign up and then get an email confirmation, sign in via that. It just takes too much time here. So it's just the toggle button does not work. Okay, so this is a problem sometimes with these text to web apps, and not just Lovable, any of them. Sometimes you run into a little error here and it just gets hung up on it. So that's why building a startup in 1 hour is a bit of a difficult task, but I'm trying to tackle it for you guys to see if we're able to. I think we'll still have time, but I guess we'll have to see. Okay, so it looks like maybe it identified the issue here. Still, man, this might cause some issues here for us. Sorry for the all caps. I keep forgetting I'm all caps, but maybe this will get it to understand that it needs to figure this out for us. Like, jokes aside, it's not actually gonna do that, but let's see. Okay, I see the issue now. The buttons aren't actually clickable. So it took a while to understand that the buttons actually aren't clickable, even though I was saying that. Come on. Coming down to the wire. We got 20 minutes left. Looks like our marketing strategy here is done with ChatGPT Deep Research. Maybe I'll come revisit that here in a little bit. This is really in depth, guys. Launch a blog. It gives us a timeline too. So month 1, we'll do keyword research. Month 2, we'll launch a blog, YouTube and video content. Month 2 and onward, content distribution ongoing, partnerships and collaboration. So it broke down our whole strategy. So very, very interesting. All right, next up after this, I might need to add Stripe. These buttons still are not. Okay, here we go. Think we might have something, maybe. Let me open this in a preview tab, see if that's maybe causing the error here. Okay, I'm getting a bit frustrated here because we only got 18 minutes left and it cannot, like, for whatever reason, I've never run into this issue before, but these buttons just are not working and I do not know why. I mean, now it's working, but oh man. I'm just gonna like exit out of this. Maybe I need to like go to Lovable again. I don't know. I've never had this error. This is very unfortunate. It's happening when I'm only have an hour to build this. Redo the entire login system. It's just not working. All right, full transparency. I had to actually pause the timer because I needed to upgrade my Lovable account because I ran out of credits. So that is why the time difference is here. I'm not cheating on this, but okay, here we go. This finally worked here. So now what we could do is we could sign up right here. So sign up, boom, there we go. So this user's already registered. And what I need to do, I need to come back. I need to make sure that this email authentication is not there. Okay, so let's try Brock 1, sign up. I don't want users to have to confirm their email. Okay, I don't know why it's saying this because if I check my sign in and sign up settings here, it doesn't, like, I don't need to, users don't need to actually confirm their email, at least in Supabase is what it says. Okay, so it gave me this code. Maybe if I run this code, it'll work. We are running out of time, ladies and gentlemen. We need to actually go ahead and add Stripe payments like ASAP. Okay, moment of truth. Boom, there we go. We got that working. Thank God. Okay, next up, what we need to do is we need to instantly add Stripe payments. So we need to make sure this is working. So great, it's working now. Actually, first of all, let's come over here and make sure that it now, okay, so it's storing these profiles. Great. So now it's working. Now let's add Stripe payments. So you must pay before having access to the app. It should be simple enough. So what I have pulled up here is the test mode for my Stripe account because I don't want to use my real Stripe information here. This is great for just being able to test out it, set it up and then test out if it's working or not. So here we go. Let's create the necessary database structure for handling subscriptions. So it's going
going to add this into our edge functions inside of Supabase. Essentially, why we do that is because then we need to authenticate, okay, has this user paid for our application before providing access to using our app? Now that the database structure is set up, we need to get your Stripe secret key. Okay, so what I will do is I'm going to come over to developers right here, come to API keys, and I want to copy the secret key, add that. Here we go. Should be saving this now into Supabase. Okay, so now it's going to create a Stripe edge function to handle payment flow, create a payment page, and then modify the auth flow to check for subscription status. You got 10 minutes left, guys. We're looking good. I think we're going to get Stripe set up first. We are getting an error here. Not a great start, but let's see. Subscribe now. Let's try to fix this error. Okay, great. So when I click that, it now takes me to a Stripe page, which if you're testing in Lovable, it won't work right here. You actually need to test it and like launch it in the browser. So it's loading our app here. This should pop up, hopefully. Okay, we only have 8 minutes left. We need to get a move on here. Open this page now. All right, first of all, I think what I need to do, I think I need to deploy our site. So I was going to deploy this to a random domain here, which I could change. Obviously, if we're going to launch this as a real startup, we'd need to change the domain, but I don't have the time in this video. So I'm going to deploy this. And then once that's deployed, I believe I should be able to test out the Stripe. So, okay, I'm running into errors I've never run into. It's very unfortunate that it's happening during this video. Like, for whatever reason, I cannot load the preview tab or the preview page because when I do, it just says loading. Like, it should pop up here. I've never had this issue before. We are coming down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen. And I've just run into some unfortunate errors in this video, and I guess we have 5 minutes left to see if I'll be able to add Stripe payments to our app. Otherwise, our startup is going to go bust because we cannot charge money for our software. So something's not working with the flow of the subscriptions. So let's start from scratch adding Stripe. I think I know what the issue is or what caused the issue, but I don't know how to fix it. That is a problem. So I might need to just restart with Stripe. 3 minutes. We got 3 minutes. Are we going to get this done? What I need to do, I need to create a new payment link because it's going to ask me to do this. So I might as well save time. Do $10 per month, create the link, thumbnail tester. That's the wrong name, but does not matter. Or let's change this. Let's just say story app. Save that. What I'll do is I'll click on this. Need to click on this. I need to click on the price ID because it's going to ask me that. Come on, we're coming down to the wire. We got 2 minutes left. Looks like it created a edge function here for the Stripe webhook. We're looking promising. Now we've added this. Please create a product with a monthly price of $9.99. Set up a webhook endpoint. It's not going to work. All right, guys, I give up. We weren't able to add Stripe. I did something in here that for whatever reason, I ran into an issue. So I was unable to do that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to restore this before we added Stripe. Restore the app to before we added Stripe checkouts. Damn, that is a bummer. Okay, guys. So 3, 2, 1. That is it. That is a full hour. Whoa. It's making crazy sounds. Anyways, that's a full hour of us trying to build a startup. Obviously, it didn't work fully. We weren't able to add Stripe payments. However, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to figure out the Stripe errors now, but I'm going to show you what we have built so far. It's nothing crazy, but like we did run into some errors, obviously, which are just unfortunate, but we have the ability for us to log in. We can sign up for an account. You can see once we sign up, we now have this user interface. We can then type in some information. So let's say 12 Tiger, basketball, interest, space. So this is for creating basically create a story for your child. So if you are a parent and you want to create a bedtime story for your kid, this is great for adding information. It'll create a custom story based on your child. You can see it'll now generate that story. So here's Brock's magical adventure. Once upon a time in the town of Hoopville, there was a 12-year-old boy named Brock who loved basketball more than anything. This is funny. This is like talking to my 12-year-old self. I was obsessed with basketball. Hello, Brock. I'm Tigeroo, your magical tiger. The furry friend roared happily, bouncing like a basketball. Let's shoot for the stars, literally. Interesting. Okay, guys. So this is the app. Let's go ahead. Let's come back here. All right. Actually, I'm going to end it there, guys. If you guys want to see a video following up on this, how to actually add Stripe payments to this app, make sure to let me know in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is a very uncut video, very sporadic. I know it was all over the place, but I wanted to see how far I could take building an app in under an hour and do it for you guys. So Lovable is an awesome platform to build applications with AI. The fact that we could even build something like this in an hour is crazy to me. I would not have been able to do this even just 6 months ago. So this was so much fun to make. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you like this video, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one.